Hello everyone, this is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name. KKWx is my empire, and today we're going to be playing a little Waystone Mysteries from the 1920s. I believe somebody knows about where we are. So, what happened last time? Do you remember? Bueller?
I'm not doing this.
I remember going to the church where Cain was thinking that he, a professional demon hunter, could somehow learn more about exorcisms from, like, normal priests.
Oh yeah, Francis had to step in and be the responsible teacher and stop him from getting it on with a nun.
Hey, she's not a nun. She's in training.
A Mont, then. No, novice, that's the one.
Okay. So yes, we did have the situation where you guys did go... Well, first of all, it was Elle and Vinny who went to go check up on what was going on with Star Scout Studios. And then there was also, after that, you guys you're separated. I believe Vinny went one way to find his friend, and Elle decided to go back and find out what was going on. Francis, the flake, were you doing anything?
Largely cock-blocking,
Oh yeah, you cock-blocked!
Setting the standard for the 1928 Discord Moderator of the Year.
Oh, that's right. That's right, yes. And
Yes,
Cain...
Yeah, it was cock-blocking Cain!
Poor Cain! The poor Cain will not be able to have his relations with the lovely sister.
If you're keeping him from his cow, he's gonna beat you to death in a field.
Ooh. And Nathaniel.
And Francis would deserve it.
And Nathaniel was with you guys. Okay, now let's begin.
Nathaniel was also hearing a lot of voices.
Shall we? I think we should start with Vinny, actually.
Whatever you say, voice.
Yes. So, Vinny, do you remember what you were doing and who you were going to go see?
But I had to leave early, so I don't remember it beyond that. Beyond the fact I was going with her. We did talk to one guy, I thought, with... It was one guy at a club I thought we walked into, where it was like a nice... It was like one of those like nicey clubs, but it wasn't... wasn't one of those like super fancy, black tie only kind of spot. But and we went to the back room with him, had a little bit of discussion about hiring a Mr. Blue, if I remember right.
Yes, you did. You did have that conversation.
Okay, that's all I remember.
But then you went to Star Scouts. You found out that Star Scouts, the guys, was Damon Pity, Mr. Damon Pity, may have been strong-armed by a certain someone.
Oh, I remember what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
You had a buddy who was going to, who had a mob connection, and you wanted to see if you could figure out if Mr. White had leveraged any mafia contacts to put the screws to the Star Scouts guy. White had leveraged any mafia contacts to put the screws to the Star Scouts guy.
Yeah, that's what you were doing.
Okay. All right.
We had separated. I had gone to Mr. Blue's apartment, wherein I found nothing but a box with a interesting piece of paper on it.
You are looking into that person. Are you wanting to go and find that person?
Yeah. Talking about the mob, the one of the gangsters that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said, I think you said he like operated out of like a bistro, or that's where he hung out a lot.
Yeah.
Or a cafe or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's one of the bistros.
Oh, pretty much.
The Vito Chalet.
Okay. And your friend will be there.
Yeah, it's a small little bistro. It's a usually a select clientele. You have some customers that come in every now and again, but it's usually always busy. Even though they don't do a whole lot of business, people like coming in and out with food, but there's always people there, going in and out. My contact is a guy who lives above the place, and he never, ever leaves the restaurant, ever. Like he's been just in that building alone for, at the very least, and that I know, at least 3 years.
So he's never left the restaurant, yet he is a mobster?
Yep. All the business comes to him.
Oh, okay.
But the real important question
What is
there
his
a dude?
name? That's his real question. What's
No, the real.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
What is the
No.
real name? This name of this character.
Vino Chadavese.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank
Right, I can just type it in Roll20.
Wow, thank you for actually typing it in for us. Awesome. Thank you. So we'll just assume you do find this gentleman. And he's sitting in his normal seat.
All right. I come in there, greet up the guys up front, ask if I can speak to Mr. Chadavese. And because I have dealt with him a few times, you go through the usual. You walk in, go through the usual pat downs, and then after that gets through, then they're able to walk in.
L.
Okay, that's it. You're getting it now. So you walk into the side room, and before you can even look around, you hear, "Vinny, my favorite dick."
Vino, come on, come on. Come in for one of those polite hugs. Coming in here. It's been a long time. You look good. Lost a few pounds?
No. He just shakes his head and goes to sit back down.
I'll be right back.
Motions to seat across the table.
Thank you. I wish I could say this was for a social visit, but I do have a couple of, questions I wanted to run by you, just as a precaution, because I'm one of the case that I'm working on. Quite possibly as somebody being strong-armed, it looks like. And I figure you being somebody who's a lot more knowledgeable about that atmosphere of work, maybe I could run by a couple things with you and see what your thought was, if you don't mind.
As you're explaining that, he's sitting there making all the incredibly big showy point of taking out the boxes, cigars and everything, lighting one up, leaning back on the chair. And as soon as you finish, he's like, business. Can't really talk about it. It's business,
Of course. See, that would be talking about business. I'm going to be, talking about a friend of mine. who's got a few problems.
Oh,
And
who's your friend?
well, and so I go on. I give the names because I personally don't remember people that we're dealing with. One that we thought was being strong-armed.
Mr. Blue, Mr. White, and also the one that we came up with was Mr. Pity.
Yes.
Damon
Yes,
Pity.
Damon Pity.
Yeah. Any of these names ring a bell?
You're gonna love this, and he takes out his he's another one of these guys that's got his little black book. Takes it out, and you remember Bogdan?
Bogdan.
Like, chances are you may have heard the name kicking around the PI circle.
You've definitely heard the name kicking around the PI circle because he's similar to you. Only kind of looks like a mobster.
Yeah, I gotta look into the thing. Ah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. I've heard the name mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, so yeah, you definitely have heard the name. You're basically remember, like, this guy is basically a brick shit house.
Mm-hmm.
He is a big dude. He's the guy that goes in and, definitely, he doesn't necessarily lean, I suppose not so much lean, but he doesn't exactly use the violence, but he definitely threatens it a lot, just basically by standing there looking moody while he's asking questions.
He is the implied or else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although it would occur to you that you don't ever actually remember anyone saying that the guy has expressly committed to any threats. It's usually a case of the threat gets the job done.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about Mr. Bogdan a few times. May I ask what you're referring to?
Well, I get a call, and I pass it on to him.
Okay.
What'd you call it? The celebrity thing. And he kind of like gestures around, like, you get the impression that he's searching for the words talent agency.
Mm-hmm.
The celebrity thing. They do the contracts and stuff.
Like a talent agent.
Yeah, talent agent. Yeah.
So you were. So okay. Well, I guess to kind of go backwards a bit, Mr. Bogdan is an employee of yours.
Well, he's another PI.
Right. I mean, well, he's been under your employ a few times.
He sometimes comes around for information. Sometimes we give him stuff. Sometimes he helps us with problems. You know what it's like.
Mm-hmm. Like a trade, favor for a favor, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, I understand. I get it. In this particular case, if you don't mind me asking, was he under your employ?
Well, he came to me.
Okay.
Asking about pay. We've had that. We've talked to that guy in the past. Had some people, and we have that lovely stage.
I'm sorry, I back you up. He came to veto about what?
Basically, he came in to ask the guy for information about the Star place.
Okay.
Essentially, he was in the same kind of spot of like, okay, how am I going to go about investigating this stuff? I need to find out. And then it was basically, he figured, well, these guys, they hire in people from these talent agencies to perform. Maybe they've got some contacts.
Gotcha. All right. Was he looking into this like it was a star agency, if I remember right?
Yeah. So something about some corporate guy, like connections. I don't know. I've read the name, starts with W. I don't know, Willie or something.
He was just looking into this corporate guy.
I don't know what he was looking for exactly. It was something. That guy, he wanted something done. Hired Bogdan. He came to me to ask about Petty at the agency. So I told him where the agency was. He went over. You know.
Okay, so this corporate guy is one of hired Bogdan.
To my understanding, yeah. I mean, if you want to ask him, and he kind of like gestures across to the side of the room, he's in the lounge.
Oh, really? Okay, I kind of look over there and look towards the lounge area. Is he referring to anybody particular?
There's like a window in the wall that's kind of it's what the hell would you call it? It's glass, but you can't see through it properly.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Huh?
Frosted glass?
Yeah, frosted glass. That's the one. Thank you. Yeah, so there's like
You're
a
welcome,
frosted
voice in my head.
Thank you, Nathaniel. There's a frosted glass window, and you can kind of make out the shapes of people, and you do notice there is a guy there who is clearly bigger than most of the other people. Definitely broader shoulders. By the looks of it, if he stood up, he would be at least a foot taller than anyone else in that room.
Okay, so that would be Bogdan.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the gentleman that I just showed a picture for.
Yeah, and then when you're thinking back, like, yeah, when people have mentioned Bogdan, they do tend to describe him as a massive dude.
Yeah, like 6'8", you know, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, 6'8" by 6'8", you know, just a huge.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you. All right. Well, with your permission, of course, Mr. Chatavese, would you mind if I went over there and went talk with him for a little bit?
He just kind of gestures to the door. No, go ahead.
Thank you, appreciate it, Mr. Chatavese. Always a pleasure. And next time I come here, I must try the veal.
Oh yeah.
The last time I had it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you excuse me, Mr. Chatavese. You know, kind of come over there. It's kind of like, you know, like the customary how you show respect.
Yeah.
With you know, slight bow, wait for his guys to show me out, so that way it's all under their control. Go out the back, you know, one side of the one building, and then going into the main entrance of the other lounge.
Yeah, basically like one of the like heavies for the guy will sort of like escort you in so much as keep an eye on you, and then once you're like out of that initial bit, they just kind of back off. Like, yeah, catch you later, Vinny.
Oh yeah. All right. You be safe, Jizo.
And as soon as you walk into the other area, like, yeah, you see at the bar, there is this dude who you probably are looking there thinking, like, how the hell is that stool not cracking under the size of that guy? Because he is massive.
Mm-hmm. Does it look like does he have like multiple scars on him from like fist fighting, or is it more just
he
clean?
definitely looks like he has massive scars.
He has
maybe even one on his cheek that's actually fairly recent, but you're not sure. And
yeah, there's a bunch of scars on him. Apart from the couple that are fairly recent, most of the like wounds that you can see on his hands and parts of the lower part of his forearm under the suit jacket, and he's got a pretty gnarly gash up the side of his neck that actually kind of looks like half his face was blown off at one point.
Gotcha.
Like it's that kind of gnarly anime scar kind of thing. But all of these are like clearly at least 10 years old. These are from way back.
Yeah, way old, been there a long time. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Does he like just kind of having a drink? Is he in conversation?
Yep, he's just sitting there nursing his way through a glass of whiskey.
All right. Excuse me, Mr. Bogdan.
He just kind of glances. There's a slight creak in the chair, and he kind of.
I don't know if you remember me, Vinny Finch. Remember we ran into each other over that Dallas job maybe about a year ago.
Kinda, and he sort of leans over and like reaches over with a hand that is clearly like way too massive.
Mhm.
You know, it's that kind of human being shaking hands with a gorilla kind of.
Yeah.
Size
Yeah,
class.
and shake hands with the guy, trying to like get my hand broken, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. When he's leaning over, does he look like he's okay, or does he look like he's like a few drinks in, or is he like exhibiting any nerves or anything like that?
He kind of. It's one of those things like an Andre the Giant kind of deal. He'd probably have to drink half the bar to get a light buzz.
Yeah, I get it.
He mostly looks like he was probably just like thinking about stuff. He's
Yeah,
probably thinking about stuff to do with recent cases and such.
Do you mind if I join you?
No, go ahead.
Appreciate it. I was actually looking. I was looking for you. I'm on a case now, and your name came up on one of the things. I was wondering if I can, throw a couple things past you and just ask a couple questions if you don't mind. Appreciate it.
What about?
Well, I'm looking into a Mr. Disappearance of Mr. Blue and a Mrs. White.
You hear about pay?
I hear what? I'm sorry.
You hear about pay?
About Petty? Is that what you said?
Pity.
Pay. The manager.
Got it. Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
It's like he immediately clicks. Oh, you hear about him? Mm-hmm.
Yes, that I am. I was looking into it a while back. It looked like the guy was being strong-armed, and I heard your name was being mentioned about it, and as being a possibility that you were looking into probably a similar fashion to it. I just didn't know if you had any knowledge of the subject or whatnot.
He kind of like pats his chin a little bit with his hand, and then he takes a moment to lean over towards you, and he gives you this kind of look that's like you probably imagine the look you would give back is like someone's literally just pulled out a double barrel shotgun and is about to pull both barrels on it. Like he gives you a very intense kind of look. And it's definitely enough that you think he might actually be about to grab you by the face and just try and like rip your spine
This
out.
is like this is beyond intimidation at that point, where it's like this is the shut the fuck up kind of expression, facial expression.
It lasts for about 3 seconds before he cracks a smirk and then leans back and said, "That's all I did. That's all I did. I never touched the guy."
I didn't think
so. The minute I walked in.
If you don't mind me asking, what'd you say? What did you? What was the expression, as we'll call it, in reference to?
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm going to get fucked over on work or anything. Look, you know that thing about Josephine White? That she died in mysterious circumstances. And as he says that, he kind of glances around, and there's a couple other people that are sort of looking across it, immediately put their heads down. Because the official story is, it was totally natural, nothing weird happened. Stop asking questions, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's basically just blurting this out in public. Oh yeah, it was totally dodgy. He's like, well, you know that she died in mysterious circumstances. Well, Senior White he wanted to know if Bleu had anything to do with it. And he like kind of is deliberately messing up the French pronunciation of the guy's name. Because, you know, he doesn't care for musicians. He's really, and he kind of gestures this like put down motion. You know, he really doesn't care for musicians. He basically wanted to know, was that guy responsible? Best I can tell, nah. Nothing to do with it. I told him this morning. That's why I'm here having a drink. And he gestures to the whiskey bottle sitting on the table that's like half empty.
Okay, so in other words, well, at least what evidence have you seen that you can tell that Blue had nothing to do with it?
Well, I went over to, I went to the talent agency, got his home address and everything. Best I can tell, they'd been like friendly. I don't know if she was banging him. I don't really care, but they were definitely friendly. Maybe she was into it. I don't know, but she'd never been to his house. Best I can tell. I mean, I went around the neighbors. No one's seen anything. I mean, he's barely at the house. And then, you know, you go and speak to people at the hotel and everything, and they're like, no, they were just friends. Weren't even sharing a room.
Okay.
So, I mean, if there is a relationship there, they're keeping it very quiet. But honestly, I don't think he had anything to do with her passing. And I told her father that, and well, I mean, he's pissed, but you know, I simply explained to him, what good is it going to do me beating the shit out of pity to get nothing?
Okay. So in other words, it looked like Senior was looking to point the finger at Blue, and there's no evidence for it. And Senior seems to be possibly looking for reasons to point evidence at it.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if I would say that he's looking to point the finger at someone. I think he just wants to know what happened. Because, like, I mean, it's weird the way that everything went down.
Hmm.
It doesn't fit.
Okay.
You know, he kind of leans over and gives you the little friendly sort of tap on the shoulder that's basically like a steamroller just ran into you. Damn near knocks you off the chair.
Oh!
Yeah. Blink once if you've broken 18 bones in your shoulder.
Twice if I broke 17.
Yeah. It's like, you know how these dodgy cases go, where there's clearly, you know, some guy's wife is banging someone else, so he goes at him with a gun. Like, there's evidence. You know, people hear things, people see things. With this, nothing. It's weird. I think he's just angry because, you know, it's his only kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, this whole thing with, you know, jazz musicians, and he kind of makes the point of the air quotes that he doesn't like people in the arts. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he is trying to see something there that's not.
I gotcha.
I think you're kind of barking up the wrong tree, though, mate.
Well, unfortunately, it does look that way, but it's best to always ask questions at this point. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you gonna be around a while?
I've got a few more bottles to go through before I'm going home.
No, I meant in the this gonna be around the city here for like next few weeks.
Well, yeah, I live here.
Okay, good. Well, you know the work takes us out of town sometimes. So,
Yeah.
but hey, how about here? And I bring out a piece of paper. You know, bring out like a business, hand him like a business card. Why don't you give me a call in a book? I'll go out for a drink, and first one's on me.
He kind of just looks at you with that kind of evil smirk of you do not know what you just signed up for.
I just said the first one. I know better than to try to fit a tail.
You know better than to take that kind of a bet.
Well, yeah, I mean, the comparison to Andrew the Giant is perfect because that dude could hold one of the large beer cans in one hand.
cask.
His hand was bigger than the can.
He still has He still has the Guinness World Record.
Yeah, it was not something like 43 pints before he was actually drunk.
108.
Yeah, he basically took down an entire keg.
Yeah.
108. It was 108 beers in one sitting.
Yeah.
And this was all recorded during
happens
the
when
filming
you're
of the
never
Princess Bride or something like that, I think.
No, it's before that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was just kegging it casually.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you if you could casually drink a keg and were also over 7 foot tall?
And built like a brick shithouse. Yeah, probably.
He was in a
Also,
ridiculous
apparently the
campaign.
nicest guy. Apparently one of the nicest guys in the world too.
Yeah, and also had that problem with his bones being really easy to break.
Yep.
But then that tends to happen when you're that size.
He was in a ridiculous amount of pain all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, Bogdan will take your little business card and be like, "Oh, very professional. I like it," and flip it into the pocket of his jacket. Picks up the pint glass he's been using as a shot glass for his whiskey.
Hey man, it was a pleasure, Mr. Bogdan.
Pleasure's mine.
All right, Godspeed to you. You know, as I go and shake his hand like that and walk away, nursing my hand, going, "Ow!"
Yeah, because and throughout the entire thing, you do get that impression of this guy's he's straight up being on the level. He will be intimidating because he knows that people will shit themselves at the thought of this guy hitting them.
Yeah.
And you also get the kind of impression from the dress sense and everything. It's probably military. It's probably like military history that he's got like the scars and the 1,000-yard stare kind of thing going on from.
He has seen some shit, you know,
which would work out with the timeline because, you know, roughly 10 years ago puts it World War One.
Yeah, he was probably served in the war,
Yeah.
and saw things that no human being should see.
Yeah, and then it also makes sense considering the gnarly scar up the side of his neck. Probably was him taking a grenade.
Yeah.
Probably some sort of rifle grenade or deck cord or something blew up. And he lived and made it everyone else's problem.
And shrapnel. He had shrapnel on his former face. So, yeah. That's why he has so many scars on his face. Anyway, you have spoke with Bogdan. What are you going to do now?
Did we have a previous place set up with Al and myself, or where we were like, okay, we're gonna meet at this place at X time?
You're going to be back at the Speakeasy? Well, at the archives is what I was told.
Okay. All right, I'll go back down to the archives and start heading there. But you know, when I get back outside to the car, I'm going to write down all the notes, you know, as far as everything that happened, so it makes it easier for me to remember.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Cain.
I mean, we already covered you. You are T-posing for dominance in the hallway and having a terrible Cain-inspired incident with a silver revolver because you're cock blocking.
I thought he was just getting thrown through a wall for that.
No, the next scene involving you two is at the field where Cain is going to jail you to the death.
In which case I use my tried and true art of run like a bitch.
Because you are on a motorcycle.
He's a murder hobo with a motorbike, and is also a monster hunter. I'm sure you'll be fair game.
Yes, because I'm a monster for frickin' cock blocking.
Exactly. See.
He's learning.
I mean, character is still a teacher.
Oh well.
He's got to try and keep the kids somewhat responsible.
How old is your character, and how old do you think Cain is?
I'm assuming in his 30s. And Francis,
Close.
probably slightly older.
Late 20s.
Oh, well, I was close. Still a kid.
Don't ever tell Cain that he's a kid, because I mean, you might get hurt.
He's gonna get that kid energy and beat the tar out.
Nathaniel, you are with the Three Stooges. What is it that you would like to do while you're waiting for him to try to get it on with the sister?
Well, Cain is specifically already past that. He's doing more research into a new banishment ritual.
Okay.
Well, you researching stuff at their little research wing they've set up. Under
that little
games
church.
of Sister Esther, making sure you ain't there to steal their shit.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So Nathaniel, is there
After about an
anything
hour, he's
you
gonna
are
get back.
doing right now? So.
Francis looks at you. What's
Oh.
Discord?
To begin with, thank you for asking, voice in my head. Eating some popcorn, observing the train wreck that was Cain trying to interact with the priest and nun, and taking bets with my good buddy here about what the outcome would be.
Are you in the library?
Probably. In fairness, I'm not really even sure why I'm here.
Keep us from killing each other.
That would be why. However, you swear you see a very lovely lady that you've heard the description about from your old friend Igor.
What description did Igor give me?
His ghost.
It is definitely a ghost.
They're not wrong.
Nope, not wrong at all.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Perhaps the young lady just has a glandular problem.
He's mortally challenged.
Yeah, it's called They Were Removed Quite Violently.
Yeah. Definitely mortally challenged. Alright, our lovely lady has... kind of looks like she has
Oh, it's kicking in again. She
blonde...
got huge. They are kicking in again.
The
no.
stuff he gave you is not wearing off, is it?
Well, this is not a map, actually, so... but she has very blonde hair. Her eyes are a little bit deepened. The area is a little bit blurry, but you actually do see someone over by the books.
Okay.
Someone
Is that
similar to
is
what
she
Igor.
obvious? To answer my question, is she obviously a ghost?
No, it looks like she's just a person.
Okay. What? I don't have a pathological need to bother a lady while she is trying to do some reading.
Ah. Oh, it's you. How are you? And you swear you hear the voice in your head and not actually out loud. And it sounds very
I have lots of voices
wispy
in my head now.
and windy.
Ah. Well,
You
I'm
truly
Nathaniel
can
Prentice,
see me.
agent of the boy.
Yes, so you can see me. Can you?
Yes. Have you been taking stuff from Igor's stash too?
Unfortunately, I don't think Igor is with us right now.
Alright, do people usually not see you?
Why don't you ask your friends over there?
Well, they're busy.
The one is, the other one is not.
Cain kind of looks up.
Cain, am I talking to myself right now?
He is definitely looking like he's talking to himself.
Yeah, it's either that or the drugs Igor gave you are kicking in hard.
Well, who's to say it can't be a little bit of both? But
What exactly are you seeing? Or talking to?
I'm speaking. Yeah. Well, I'm speaking to a lovely young lady here, who says that most people can't see her. Also, she sounds kind of unusual.
Blonde, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Ah, probably Claire.
I wouldn't want to presume. Madam, is your name Claire?
Yes.
Ah. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Go to take her hand, do the not sure if it's kissing or handshakes that are appropriate at this time. Like the hand kiss, or if that's...
It would still be a hand
It
kiss.
feels...
But when you touch, when you go to touch her hand, it goes right through it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that settles that conundrum.
I'm sorry. I only came for a short time.
That's quite all right.
You're my home, after all.
You live down here? In this library, in the church?
No, I lived here as my home.
So you live down here in the library in the church?
It wasn't a church when I lived here.
Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, how exactly long have you been post-mortal?
9 years.
9?
Yes.
Boy, they move fast. This is a pretty nice church.
Oh. You are in my home.
Well, technically speaking, it's no longer your home.
True. But it is my home. Anyway. You might want to head to the archives. And she disappears.
Which archives? Because we talked about this before. There's like 3 different locations called the archives.
She just disappeared.
Pause, look up. Did you just say archives?
Yeah, she said to go to the archives. Look, we're already here.
Crap. Kane's gonna flip the book shut that he was reading. Get up, come on. We gotta go now. Typically, if she appears and someone's able to see her, that means shit's going down.
Probably means something else is on fire.
Okay, but which archives though? Because technically this place is the archives.
No. The ones, you know, the one we don't really talk about.
I know. Why are you talking about it?
Come on, boy, let's go.
Just, you know what? It's fine. Cain just walking out. It's fine. It's fine.
So apparently we're supposed to go to the place. And she lives in the library at the church.
No, the church is her house.
Okay, I wonder
Yeah,
if she's...
Everything
I wonder if
that
she's
you mentioned
registered.
there about living in that place is supported by the fact that the church has recently been, have taken over the old manor house that was there. That basically has
That's-
sat empty for the best part of the last 10 years.
And I'll make sure to add it to my weekly report. We do try and keep track of all the free floating specters working around the country.
I could just imagine, like, Nathaniel being the impetus for, like, in 40 years, them starting up the Ghostbusters. Like, someone's going through some files and finds his massive log of ghosts and weird shit around the market.
Nathaniel is the sponsor for the Ghostbusters.
What? Not the ghost.
I
Wouldn't be
mean-
the Ghostbusters. If this is coming through the government, this would be the Ghost Employment Agency. If you're gonna be dead on this property, you're gonna work on this fucking property.
Exactly, death and taxes.
Yeah, Coolidge is trying his damnedest to figure out a way to tax them. But apparently some people in Congress are putting forward the idea that they can keep like property that when properly motivated, ghosts can keep property taxes, constantly. Well, no, sorry, sales taxes of property constantly going by getting people to move out a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The archives, she disappeared. So.
Yeah, like I said, Francis walks through the door
Just what I
saying,
said,
"Come on,
voice in
boy."
my head.
The minute he says something about the archive, and like Cain's like, "Oh shit," because like he's registered the fact he's talking to her that he's talking to her. He doesn't know how, but he just registered the fact he's talking to her. She says the archive. I'm like, oh, son of a. Well, gotta go then. Crap.
Literally, if she just like says the name of a place, it means we have to go there immediately.
To your knowledge, she's never spoke to Igor.
But didn't Igor describe her to me?
Yes.
Yes.
So according to Igor, she never spoke before.
No.
Well, what he had.
Oh,
what
that
he
seems
said
rather
before-
like. Hold on.
What he'd said before is that.
Cain, good sir,
originally-
you are contradicting the voices in my head right now. I demand an explanation.
I'm giving you an explanation. Every now and then, he would hear bits of, like, phrases coming from her, and it was clear she was attempting to speak to him, but it was that thing where, there is no actual movement in the face. She's not actually speaking. It's more a kind of telepathy type thing.
Yes.
So what you're saying is he was too dumb to hear the
So
voice.
in that case, why are you splitting
It was
hairs?
charades,
So
from my
if she
understanding.
thinks at me loud enough that I can hear it of the name of a place, it means we just have to go to that place? Is that how this works?
I mean, she hasn't been wrong once so far. At least with Igor. If she's appearing for you, then this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, alright.
Note to self: get a
Lay
Ouija
on.
board.
Oh, Ouija board.
Yeah.
So
Well, nowadays they're called talking boards.
yeah,
I'll still gotta get one.
yeah, Hasbro doesn't exist yet, to my knowledge, to copyright Ouija.
So
Well, to the archives we go. Did you drive here or did I?
Oh,
I drove
no,
myself,
those
so
things.
I don't know about you guys.
No, I'll get back in my paddy wagon. Let's go. Apparently, shit's going down at the archives.
Yay! Everybody drives back.
Speed limits, prepare to be ignored.
I don't even think Massachusetts would have had any speed limit signs yet, because cars would still be relatively new.
You do know, at one point, I want to say it was in New York, that there were 2 cars registered in New York, and they managed to crash into each other. They were the only 2 cars registered in that.
Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah. All right. So you finally get back to the archives, but before then, Elle, you are there when you hear about a fire.
This
Who'd have
is
thought putting those?
smash cut from the previous session, where we ended with everyone losing their shit because one of the rooms had burst into flames, and everyone was running around like headless chickens, and Elle finished the session by being like, Cain! While stomping downstairs to find out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Which could actually be kind of funny because, like, as Elle is shouting that, Cain hears it from outside. Like, there's some influence of someone shouting my name. My ears are burning. I wonder why.
Yeah, that would make entirely sense.
It's like Kane's while driving the motorcycle. Why do I hear like L's being yelling my name? Not even there. What the fuck did I do?
Everything.
Yep, it's your fault.
All your fault.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
But to make everything match up, you'll be there within 5 minutes or less of when
It's gonna be
the
less for Cain, 'cause
Cain has come.
He's floored it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's on a motorcycle. There's no flooring it.
All right.
Well, yeah, there is. Why do you think he's leaving deep track marks along the road? He now has to get a new boot. So yeah, everyone arrives, and there's panic in the basement.
Well, we just grab the first person. What's going on?
Alright, you grabbed a random researcher by the collar as they were running past with some books. Like, I don't know, there's a room over there, and he points down the hall where you can see there's smoke coming out of the doorway.
Now, hold on. May I just ask, where are we on this map right now?
About to.
Like-
You're kind of in limbo on this picture.
So we're in the Thirsty Grad.
Do, 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 do.
Yes, you three have basically just walked in.
Why is this not working properly?
That's my question though. Like, are we in the main building? Are we in the secret archives, or are we in the Thirsty Grad?
You're in the conjoining space between them.
I mean, I was already in the basement at the end of last.
Situation roll to understand what's going on.
The building's on fire. They said it.
They did say that. Okay.
Yes,
I'll
we
be
did
right
say
back.
that the building is on fire.
Well,
I did not catch that.
Yeah.
there is a room on fire, and there's a bunch of smoke coming up the stairs.
Trying
Which of
hard.
course has started to come through the doorways at the back of the bar. So of course that area has all went, oh shit, the building's on fire, we better run the fuck away. And of course everyone panics. Rather than
I'm going to
fighting,
grab one of the nearest people running and yell at him to get the fire marshals.
they're going, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And they run off into the night.
Well, while they're
You
doing
have to hear from the beginning.
I can't exactly shoot bullets. Well, let me rephrase that. I can't exactly shoot flame.
well, while they're doing that, I'm gonna go grab a fire extinguisher and start using it.
I'm gonna go grab a fire
Alright,
bucket.
you guys do that when you go down to the room where the fire seems to be. It happens to be the room where the cards were put in a case.
Oh no, who could have guessed?
I know.
What a
right?
twist!
It's a shocking revelation. Yeah, when you go in, there's you would look at the fire and assume like basically somebody came in and piled up a bunch of gas tanks and just chucked a match in there.
Nah, I have an idea what happened, but can't do anything about it till the flames are gone.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm saying. It's like there's essentially a pillar of flame in the middle of the room.
And I'm going to look for a fire extinguisher, hoping that Hayden was smart enough and rich enough to have them. Looked it up. They're patented in 1911.
Oh yeah, there are fire extinguishers around the place.
All right, Hell just calmly grabs one, while scoffing at all of the panicking researchers.
You do know Ashley is in that area. Very upset, of course. It's like 3 days in a row, and I can't get to a single party.
She's standing there, evening dress, lab coat, looking really pissed off.
Well, why were you here this time? The fire
although
just started.
she
It's not
also
like you
has-
can teleport here.
No,
She
there was
also has
something
the exact
else.
same thing of like, why is everyone panicking? Just deal with the fire.
It's a fire! We've seen buildings on fire!
Although, as soon as you start trying to deal with fire, you probably would immediately figure out why people are panicking. Because it takes a hell of a lot more than what you would normally expect for a fire of its size.
That's fine. Next.
This is clearly
Next.
a supernatural fire, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
You definitely get that impression.
Okay.
This is definitely not by natural means.
All right. Well, I'm apparently the new supernatural expert in the group. Ghosts are talking to me.
Well, don't
I will
say that
try
in polite
to put the
conversation, they'll
fire
cut you
out
away.
using magic.
What?
Francis just starts laughing. You're gonna what?
You're gonna.
Well,
What?
unless he's calling it out in character, I doubt he's standing there going, "I'm going to use magic."
This is me talking to the voices in my head.
You're gonna use magic. To do what?
To attempt to put the fire out.
Weird.
It is one thing that is beyond human limitation.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what that means.
Roll weird.
All right, I am banishing a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits. I'm just saying that this is clearly a supernatural pillar of flame. If the fire extinguisher isn't going to be working, which is what you were saying, then let's try using a supernatural effect for it.
I didn't say the fire extinguisher doesn't work.
It's not
Yeah,
efficient.
I'm saying the it's one of those things where the fire clearly looks like a manageable size. But this is one of those things like, the really pissed off cockroach that you just hit with your shoe, how it laughs and flies away kind of idea. Where clearly it should have a greater effect than it is.
Like, for example, you would expect with this type of size of fire, you've been around flames before, so you know the kind of heat you hear. Whether you're next to like a large campfire or some other years, you know the kind of heat you would feel, like sitting on the side of a large small oven or whatnot. The heat that we're exuding off of this flames, though, is probably 5 to 10 times more intense, to where it's burning at such a temperature that is impossible for a flame of that size. And also, are we seeing like discolorations, for example, on the flames themselves? Like, for instead of being orange and yellow, we're seeing like combinations of like blues and whites and other colors that don't make any lick of sense. Would that make sense?
Correct.
Is that what we're seeing?
Yes.
Then I'll repeat my earlier question: is the fire extinguisher working?
Not very
Is Hell's
well.
fire extinguisher
But
Not-
as much as you would hope.
Not very well.
Well, Francis is gonna go and find some sand or dirt. Sure, there's a fire bucket somewhere.
Well, Elle will hand the fire extinguisher to Cain. Keep that going. Ashley, I need some tongs.
Ashley will bring in the tongs.
I'm going to separate the 3 cards.
Who'd have thunk that keeping them together would be a bad idea?
Did you come up with that idea?
Yes?
Me?
No. Mr.
Me?
Francis, did you come up with the idea that they were going to be bad if they were together?
No, but I did observe that they were all very, very hot.
Did you
You know
touch
what
them?
happens when you put a lot of very... No, but I've watched you guys get burned by them.
Wait a minute, Francis,
Anyway.
are you saying that you knew this would happen? Why
No,
didn't you
I
say
kind of
anything?
figured.
No, he didn't. No, you didn't. Because there were 2 of them together in a paper envelope and nothing happened.
True. But every time somebody's physically touched them, they've gotten burned.
No, they didn't.
Looks like
They
Cain.
It was uncomfortably hot.
I handled
Didn't burn them.
several of them. I noticed that they were abnormally warm to the touch. But lots of things are abnormally warm to the touch.
Anyway, you're handed
as
the
Nathaniel-
tongs.
Yeah, as Nathaniel's saying that, Ashley comes back, gives Elle a set of quite like lengthy tongs, and also gestures to Nathaniel, like nodding aggressively at Francis, like, yeah.
Anyway,
You didn't-
do I
you
find a
didn't
fire
burst
bucket?
into flames. Yeah, you find one.
Okay,
It has a ton of cigarette butts in it.
that makes sense.
Now, interesting question. The remaining wooden cards, do they still exist? Like have they been completely consumed by the fire, or?
No, they have not been consumed.
Hmm.
So, how are you going about trying to get the cards out? Essentially, separating them.
I'm using a set of tongs.
Just
Well,
grab and move, basically.
Yep, just separate them.
As soon as you pull one away, the flames definitely decrease in the intensity. And yeah, the cards themselves appear completely undamaged.
Cain's gonna mutter under his breath, witchcraft.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There were these 3 cards. Where did we get these 3 cards? Specifically.
One was on a guy who was trying to jump off a roof and kill himself. The other 2 were taped behind a mailbox outside the hotel where Blue and White were killed.
Yep.
Okay. There's one that should still be missing. The one that the guy threw away. And there's one that's with the there's one that's at a police precinct.
Yeah.
I recommend we get those. Not to keep them together, but I mean, we had how long were those 3 cards together before starting on fire?
Less than a full day.
Yeah.
Probably roughly a day.
Could I'm gonna very carefully like see if I can touch the one card that Elle has pulled away from the rest.
I've separated all 3 at this point.
Okay. Then like very gently try, like very carefully, so to burn myself, but like see like, okay, is this in fact still much hotter than it was the last time I held?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it straight up burns you this time.
Okay.
Like there's
Yeah, we
clearly
might want to get a hold of those.
Oh, Hayden, we
funnily
need.
enough, it's roughly at this point that a familiar voice calls from the top of the stairs. And that voice is Jack, shouting down, you may want to have a look outside.
Ah, crap.
Kane's just gonna sigh, pinch the bridge of his nose. Look outside.
Are you going to go upstairs first?
Yes.
Because if you look outside to the basement, all you're going to see is dark.
Yes.
All right. You run upstairs. You open the doors. You look across. You see the river. That's just across for the from the location that you're at.
How do you see
The river. You see the old location of MIT, and the one building that's still standing is barely still standing because there's a big fuck off pillar of flame coming out of it.
Kane's
I'm
gonna
afraid that we're
sigh.
gonna. I'm afraid that there are a lot of other fires tonight. I'm sure.
See, this is why I hate magic. This is why I hate witchcraft.
I mean, do you take a moment to scan the skyline?
You know what? Fuck it.
Yes, actually, Francis does.
We're gonna chuck it in the fucking bucket and move on. So yes.
You just see, the standard light pollution from the site.
So not a lot considering the year.
Not much. From the downtown area, there's a little bit more light, but then, that's purely supernatural fire engulfing the old MIT building.
Yes, there is a sizable one engulfing the old MIT building. You can see that
When
one.
you say old, yeah. Now, when you say old MIT building, was it abandoned or is it still in use? Like, what's?
In 1916, they brought all of the MIT buildings from Boston together to be in Cambridge under one roof. There were many MIT buildings in Boston before that. One of them, one of the buildings is currently on fire.
Okay. Can I read a bad situation?
Yes. Makes success.
All right.
So essentially, you get one hold on this.
Yeah. I know. I'm aware. I'm looking through the questions we get from Hold. Let's see here. Modification. What's the best way to protect the victims, meaning the students, faculty, staff, everyone here, from this fire? How do we get this fire, like this big pillar of flame that's engulfed there? What's the best way to deal with that? Because if a fire extinguisher took that long dealing with the much smaller fire that's in this building, that building is completely engulfed in a giant pillar of flame. I don't think that the Cambridge Fire Brigade is going to be able to handle it.
Well, the funny thing about that is you can see there appears to be some lights that you would assume are fire engines there, fire trucks there, that are probably having an issue. Because this is a sizable fire that's not just a raging inferno, this is beyond that. Best way to protect the victims? Well, it's going to be to deal with what started that fire.
Yeah, that would be the best
Okay.
way.
To be fair, I'm kind of the opinion that's a bit vague.
It's very vague, but
I mean, that's the answer he would have given.
Okay,
you
gang. Are
Yeah.
any of us fireproof?
Does it matter? El says, he hands the box to Hayden. Don't open that. I'll be back.
He just
Oh,
gives you
I'm
a
going with you.
thumbs up. The people in the archives are now well aware to keep these the fuck apart and are doing so.
Also,
Mhm.
put them in metal boxes this time.
They will do so.
Yeah, good plan as he runs off to find something better to store them in.
And then
One of
what?
them's
And then
already-
Ashley has. Oh, and let's put some sand over it as well.
Oh yeah, I was going to say there. Ashley's taken one of the cards and actually put it into the bucket of sand.
Yep.
Oh, time to get to work.
This is the fun part.
Oh yeah, dealing with fire is always fun.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me.
Incineration.
Not the first one I've ran into, or the last one. I'll run out of, I should say.
Well, first, the fire brigade's probably gonna head to the police precinct first, so let's head to the campus.
Yeah, let's do this crap.
How do us know that the police precinct is on fire?
No.
They told it. Didn't you say there were 2 fires that we saw?
I said there was one, and then Karsa.
I said there was a second one, and that would have been.
Yeah,
but
to be fair,
Well,
I'm of the
here-
opinion it would be too far for you guys to see.
It would be too far
But-
for you to
Unless it's
see.
Hear me
one
out.
car.
Hear me out. Would we be able to see the smoke of it, though?
Yes, you would be able to see a smoke. It would.
Either way, I've headed to the campus.
Like, the same with Cain, but like either... Like, my theory is that if it's a fire, and if it's raged on hard enough, you can see smoke rising into the air, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore we would know another building is on fire, but we don't know what building.
Right.
We can make an assumption based off of that, but that's about it.
Yes.
But as Cain's gonna go with L though, either way.
Francis is going to look around at everybody and be like, do we know the location of any other cards apart from that building? Because presumably there's a set. And presumably there's a junk heap somewhere on fire.
There were the 3 we had, the one that got thrown out, the one at the precinct, and the other 2 were unknown.
So, there's liably a junkyard on fire now. Good to know.
Presumably one of those is the one that's in that building there. The 2 unknowns.
Well, that would make sense. Quite possibly both.
And you said there's one at the precinct.
Well, you don't know it's the precinct. You just know that there is smoke there.
But that's where the evidence was being held.
yes.
I mean, the whole thing
That
is,
was the
right,
question.
To be fair, you can easily assume that they can probably deal with it to the efforts that when you separate the cards, the fire is much more manageable. Plus, it's in a building full of cops. Now, I'm not necessarily saying anything in regards to that, but you could at least assume some of them have probably dealt with, like, stuff it in a bag of sand, it'll be fine.
Across the river. But it's very much on fire.
Well, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
I guess that's where we're all going at the moment.
Oh yeah, it would be a good idea to stick together.
Mhm.
No.
No.
Alright, lay on, voices.
So, you all head over there. How exactly are you going? You all just piling in the one car. Francis
Well-
put a T-pose on the back of the Mercedes.
Mine can only fit 2. No, it could fit 4. As backseat. I mean, I don't care how people are getting there. I'm driving my car.
Right, you know what? Could we?
Down the street. Towards where you believe the smoke is coming from. And towards the old campus. Is there anything in particular you are doing while you are heading there? Or just going fast?
driving.
Just driving. Alright. As you are driving there, L, roll me weird. It'd be freaking hilarious if you fail this. You did not. You mixed success. You definitely have felt this before. Probably when you were, well, dealing with enemies of that nature. Demonic presence is definitely clear.
I mean, Cain's right on his tail.
You know that there are firemen that are in the area, and as you know, that most of the firemen carriages would have so much water, but even the water is starting to seem to be drained, and so they're starting to take buckets from the nearby river and attempting to get rid of some of the fire and smoke and things. And you do hear screaming coming from inside.
Well, we're gonna skid to a stop, hop out the car, and run right in the building.
Oh, perfect. I've just returned.
Just as they run into the building.
Well, as I run into the building.
Yes.
Nobody else has said anything yet.
Cain's grabbing his sword before he runs in.
Francis is going to wait for things to run out.
That's going to be a problem.
There's nothing planning on running out.
Nope.
Got it.
Right, so where are you guys?
They have just got to the building.
Right. You haven't said anything about this building, have you?
No, I have
It's
not.
on fire and they're screaming.
They haven't even seen the picture that goes with it yet.
Because you can't find it.
No, I didn't say that. No. Anyway,
Also, yes.
go for it, Nav.
So yeah, you come up to the building. It's one of the old science wings on the old campus, and essentially looks like the interior is mostly flames from the second floor up. There's about 4 floors to this building. It's that kind of office, not office, but the older style one where the floors are actually damn near 2 floors tall. So it's a sizable building, and yeah, there's a bunch of, you can hear what sounds like several people screaming, and you get this faint impression of there's almost like a crow cackling going on in the flames, but you can't really tell between the crackling of flames as parts of this building are collapsing. And at the other side, there's another part of the building which is engulfed in flames, and that's currently, there's several fire trucks trying to hose the shit out of it.
And running out of water is what I said.
Yeah, they're running out of water because there is not enough water to fight this clearly non-natural fire that's going on there.
Well, as it is a science building, I'm gonna grab whatever fire extinguisher I can as I'm running.
Okay.
Well, when you go in, essentially the ground floor is like, there's fire damage to a lot of it, but there is a kind of path almost like of areas that aren't like, as soon as you go in, you're not immediately going to be incinerated. But you can tell immediately that there's a central staircase. The back wall of it is covered in flames going up the floors, but it appears to be coming from the basement floor.
Alright, well, I'm heading toward the people screaming. I don't care about the demon. We'll deal with that later.
Well, the sounds are coming from the basement.
Alright, cool.
Like, as you follow the sound, it's clearly coming. It's coming from that staircase. When you get to there, you can tell it's coming from below.
Look at Cain, who's right on my heels. We're getting the people out first. We'll deal with whatever the creature is later.
Got it.
I'm doing likewise, but I'm wondering, do either of you want any roles from us for this? Like, we're running through a burning building.
Well, yes, I would like some act under pressure. As I move everybody over to the
Correct map.
right map as soon as I can.
I do have a question. What are we rolling for?
Getting there. Not burnt.
Well, my assumption was that getting there unhurt. Unless you are in fact non-flammable.
I mean, I have one armor.
That was my original question, or call.
I mean, to be fair, like the initial area that you're going in through isn't in the process of actively collapsing. Like, and it's a mostly like built out, concrete and rebar, and the whole shebang. It's not immediately collapsing. It's wooden parts of the structure. Yeah, they're gone, but like the actual solid parts, the concrete and everything is standing.
Okay, so you got many parts of it that are somewhat brittle that can possibly be collapsing underneath your weight, but the general structure would be well enough to be able to hold your weight. However, it would be difficult, and it is very possible, like trip, fall, hurt yourself based on air, get burnt, and stuff like that. Is what you're talking about?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm going for.
All right, there you
Well, outside, because I haven't said I've run in yet.
Are you going with them?
I guess I may as well try and follow him.
Yeah, because nothing's coming out of the building.
Except fire.
Pretty much. But that's mostly contained to the windows.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, action movie logic. The fire is using the windows to escape.
I mean,
There we
that's
go.
not entirely wrong.
Your act under pressure rolls. I need one for each.
Where is act under pressure now?
It should be at the top of your hunter roll.
Under Hunter's Moves reference is the first one.
Oh. Let's see if I fail.
You did! Well, Vinny did.
Oh, poor Vinny.
I failed to fail! Damn.
Vinny fell over and hurt its tummy.
Vinny, take 1 damage. 1 arm. You end up hitting one of the rungs that kind of just broke.
We got Nathaniel gets success, mixed success for L, failure for Vinny, mixed for Lake, and Cain gets mixed. That is unfortunate. Although you are so quick to rush in behind L, that you step in the wrong place and get hoited.
Yes.
You stub your toe, and it hurts like hell.
So, what exactly are we seeing down here through the smoke?
As you're looking into the smoke, you are seeing 7 screaming people and 1 gigantic fire-looking creature. Do you want to give the description of that?
Okay, so yeah, as you come in the center of the group of people who, by the way, are not having a great time, because they're what's screaming. It's the group are basically being incinerated. In the process, they're being attacked by a very pissed off, very not natural, demonic snake person.
They're
If it
invisible
wasn't,
too.
it wasn't for the fact that the like the snake-like hair is kind of acting a bit like flames and is also like bright red, you would probably assume, is this a Medusa? You know, is this a Gorgon? But no, similar.
Very similar to a Gorgon that you may have heard in the myths.
Yeah, effectively, it's a demonic naga, I think's the term. That's in the process of basically casting flames out around it at the group. They're all screaming because fire is very ouchy.
Yes, they're all literally on fire.
Well, I definitely owe someone an apology now.
I mean, are they crispy enough to the point where they're already dead?
One of them is dead. The others are survivable.
Yeah, if you're quick, you might be able to survive a couple of them. Though, save a couple of them, not survive a couple of them. You could definitely survive them all.
Yeah.
Dude,
You cannot
they're
save
looking
this
like
one.
Anakin right now.
Yeah, you cannot save this one at all because, well, they are so much in flames that, yeah, it would be almost impossible for you to save them.
Yeah, they're like a millisecond away from being crispy curd. Like they're about to lock up. There's another one lying on the floor that you can kind of hear like an arm cracking.
There you go. Just more reasons for Elle to think you should be here. Oh man. Anyway. So, you see a gigantic part serpent, part demon, part something else, evil creature in the middle of the room, attempting to slither around and slap everybody, breathe fire on everyone.
It's a shame we don't have a psychological trauma roll.
No, that's what acting under pressure is all about. That and getting down there properly.
No, I'm just meaning a straight up psychological trauma roll as the first action that you actually see this thing properly do is it scoops up the one that's like on death's door, and the giant fire wreathed tail and crushes them to the point that they literally blood geyser.
Yeah, wrong system for that, dude.
Yeah,
Gone.
but they are now deceased. Not only on fire, but their blood is everywhere. And you hear the cackling.
Is this thing literally made out of fire, or is it?
It is not made out of fire.
I don't know what happened.
On this creature, it is breathing fire. Most of its body, I couldn't really find a picture that I was looking for. So
unfortunately, there's not many decent references for this creature. This is an actual thing from folklore.
yeah.
I mean, I just looked up like Fire Naga to get an idea.
Yeah, I didn't think about that last week when I was writing this stuff up. It completely slipped my mind that Nagas were a thing.
Yeah, and most Nagas are depicted as demons anyways.
Well, you could definitely consider this possibly a demon.
That's what I'm wondering. Do we? Okay, time out.
Yep.
Huddle up, boys. Okay.
There are
Do we
people
know-
dying. We don't have time.
I said time out. Do we know what this thing is?
No.
Okay. Do we know it's setting these people on fire through supernatural means, correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can tell immediately, like, this is the source of the fire at this location.
Okay. Elle, you seem convinced that you can help these people. Show us how. Panel on the back. Go get him, Elle.
Well, we run forward, we grab one, we pull it back.
They are burning, but so you do bring them back though. So I will move them.
It's called get them out of the way. How hard is this?
Francis will set his hat aside because it's full of ammunition
I can't move
and
the.
go help.
I can't move the NPC
No,
tokens.
I'm moving. I'm moving them. I just had to
Yep.
get some ability to do
Francis
so.
will grab the next nearest one that isn't being watched by the fire elemental and drag him.
Yeah, how is this thing reacting to these guys? Like, it's just letting them grab and drag them away?
Currently, it is focused on this one up here.
Okay.
Is that the discrushing the life out of?
Yes.
Are they like bound in place, or are they just like in too much pain to be acting rational?
Oh, they are shit scared. Because, like, clearly you could tell when you came down here. This setup is this is quite clearly some kind of summoning sort of dealie, and that is not going to plan. So yeah, it's focusing on them. They're attempting to try and work through some kind of like cancel the summoning ritual thing. You know, trying to do chants and stuff in between the yelling in pain as they are being set on fire.
All right.
And it's clearly that
will-
this one is probably the one that was in charge.
I will do likewise then. Run up, grab someone, try and drag them try and drag them away.
All right.
Well, that leaves 3 more. You know what? I'm gonna do the dumb move.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna grab 2 of them.
Which 2?
These 2.
So you just crossed its path.
Going this way.
How much
Okay.
movement do you
I'll
get?
give you these
This is-
2.
It's like World of Darkness, man. It's narrative movement.
You remember?
It's as much movement as the GMs will give you.
Oh, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, if this thing isn't actively engaging us yet, then we're kind of on the we have free reign until it decides to be an asshole.
Okay.
Now,
I'm
these
giving you
people that we
one
grabbed, they
round.
are-
I'm literally giving you one round because at this point in time, it was basically choking the life out of the one who was seemed to be in charge. And after
Question.
that, they're dead.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
We ran up, grabbed them.
Mm-hmm.
Could we, as a part of that, use act under pressure to just try and like get them to stop, drop, and roll, or somehow put them out?
Yes, you could use that.
I mean,
I mean, I am wearing an overcoat. I can try and
yeah. I mean,
blame
to
on
be
them.
fair, I honestly, I don't think that's something that you would actually have to roll for. Like, I mean, that's just like common sense.
Okay.
First aid.
essentially. Yeah.
First aid and whatnot.
Sure. Okay, does it work?
Essentially, yeah, if you can easily like pat out the bits because they're wearing like cultist robes, so
Let's-
they, like
Mhm.
they're not just some randoms that have been hauled in here.
Naked. Got it.
All
Yeah,
of
it's
you
okay.
have had. All
So
of you.
we just rip the clothes off them.
Excuse me.
Just make it easy.
Excuse me. All of you have had some type of understanding how first aid works, correct?
Yeah,
And how fire
I would
works,
imagine it's
correct?
required as a teacher.
Then I don't see there should be a role for that.
Okay. Well, I'm basing this on from your description. It sounded like they were completely engulfed in flame, and like putting them out would actually be rather difficult.
This one
But
is.
if we can just strip
okay.
them naked and then they're fine, then okay, let's strip them naked.
Only superficial burning, potential, lots of blisters, probably do need a trip to the hospital. But they'll live compared to the one getting the life crushed out of them.
Yeah, I was thinking like man on fire levels of,
Oh, they're on fire, but they're.
It hasn't gotten through the clothes yet.
It hasn't gotten through the clothes yet. How the other two that are there now are pretty much engulfed in flames.
Yeah, like the one that's getting wrapped up in a tail and crushed like straight up. Yeah, you ain't saving that one, not even with the jaws of life.
And you're probably not going to
In
save this one either.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah, like it's kind of clear that the I can't use the name currently because
Like
of
they
the
had seconds to live, and
yeah
there was
the-
not realistically a whole lot we could do. But if
the
they're
other
only
one's
slightly
viable,
on fire, then
I mean, they could be more.
We get them out of the burning clothes,
God,
deal with that.
Nav, I hate you.
What was that?
Wait, what did he say?
They could be more on fire.
That's true.
Tell
I
some
take out the
reference.
bottle of whiskey from my pocket.
Yep, you slip out the bottle of whiskey, throw it there, the whole room explodes into flames, everybody dies.
All
Don't
right.
make no characters.
Flames
So-
fall, everybody dies.
New round. If you have you all done what you wanted to do, because otherwise this is new round.
I think the only one that didn't do anything was Vinny.
Benny, what are you
No,
gonna
he
do?
went and grabbed somebody.
Vinny, you want to grab that last cultist?
I'll give it a shot.
You give it a shot, you succeed.
I do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Once.
I
You
really
shot
hope
a
you do.
shot a man on fire, Vinny.
Yeah, I'll
How
go over,
could you?
grab
Why?
You monster.
him and bring him
I
back.
ask
and-
again. Why?
Yeah, when you grab the other one and pull them back, you know what? Let's just make a lane. There you go. Yeah, when you grab the other one, the creature specifically like turns to look at you and like roars right in your face, and it's clearly this one of those kind of like get the fuck away from me kind of roars. You know, you're pushing it. You're a millisecond from being incinerated. DTFO. And as soon as you back up like a few feet, it then immediately focuses back on the one that is in the process of eviscerating. I honestly wouldn't see why not.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, as this thing goes to continue being a fucking demon, Nell's gonna look at it, and in a language none of the rest of you understand. Maybe this thing doesn't either. They're going to yell at it. You weren't supposed to leave your cage. Now I'm gonna have to destroy you.
I understood the side part.
Fair.
And back
Take ibuprofen before the end of the day.
All I heard was a sigh, and then just like a bunch of like whistles and bells.
It's not my fault. It's
I don't care.
hers.
I don't care. You know the rules. You don't belong here.
as he rips the girl apart and throws it directly at Elle. Elle, you will now take 3 points of damage. Harm.
Okay, that's a lot for a thrown object.
That really is.
I mean, we're talking like gooey, flaming chunk of person.
Yeah, fair.
And fire.
Well, yeah, I said that. Gooey, flaming chunk of person.
And fire.
And then it starts to head your direction. Plan?
Scatter?
I would like to. I'm not sure if this is the proper time to be doing it, but we know basically nothing about this thing except that Elle seems to recognize it and speaks the same language as it. But could I try for investigate a mystery to get a better understanding of
Yes!
what exactly the hell is going on here?
Go for it.
How are you going to get the information?
Right time, then fine, I won't. But I like.
What about this would that you've been experiencing in this room would tell you what this creature is?
What do
That's
you know?
why I'm asking. Like, okay. All right. If there's nothing in here that I can use for that, then I won't use it.
What you do know is a circle. There is a circle. There is the sigil on the floor. The sigil you guys have been seeing all along.
In that case, well.
And you also do know that there is a chemistry set next to Elle.
Voice, I appreciate you trying to help me, but I want to play this straight, so I will investigate a mystery. And I will just, if I get any success.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, did your character see the research done by, I believe it was Cain?
Vinny, go for it. Vinny, ask what can hurt it.
Yeah, it's a gumshoe thing I've got for occult confidential. So every time I see, like, whenever I observe a monster, I can ask one question from the investigate a mystery list. So I'm going to ask the question of what can hurt it.
Well, you can, on seeing the creature, you notice that essentially it doesn't seem to have any kind of like markings or like sigils or anything like that about it, other than there is quite clearly a large chunky amulet on a chain round the neck that's hanging probably like roughly mid-torso length. Like it's a sizable chain hanging down. That whilst it's being destroying the place, it's had one hand like up near it, like in a clearly protective fashion.
Okay. Like the body itself, like the body of the creature seems to be transparent, like where there's like no real necessarily physical substance to it. However, this physical chain though is the physical, like,
Well, the
you can
body
obviously
of
tell
it
it's
does
there.
look quite
Oh.
solid.
It's solid.
Okay.
It's solid.
Yeah, like you're
Basically-
pretty sure if you fired a gun at it, you would hit it.
Basically, what I was told on the description and how I understand it, it's basically a naga with Gorgon hair, and it's on fire.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's essentially that thing. When I looked this up, the description it gave me is basically flaming Medusa.
You're gonna have to give me the monster name because I'm actually kind of curious what it is now.
Not
after
until
session.
after your session.
You're gonna have to research it
Yeah.
if you want to in character.
Vinny, what do you?
I
What
just
do you
run out of
know
character. I
about
want to know what it is.
So yeah, you definitely get the impression that
Some sort of summoned creature Go after that necklace. Get that thing off of it.
All right.
Looks back over at Elle. Looks back over at Elle. This is why I'm still here.
I didn't say anything to you. That wasn't in quotes.
Bird!
Oh, ouch.
In that case, I
Literally.
will attempt to use my submachine gun, targeting the targeting the necklace. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have something I can aim for.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all do. Because I think more than 2 of us have guns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it.
I was a smack too.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Elle can aim their hands to punch a bitch. And same with Cain, he can aim his sword.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm the only one who can do it. Obviously, I'm just saying that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I'm saying that in regards to the magic is comment.
Yes.
Yours is
So-
totally fine.
I got an 8, which means that we inflict harm on each other. For the submachine gun, the harm would be 3.
Okay.
Also, it's got range on it.
It
And
does.
again, it does.
It does.
It
have
has
range.
to have range.
It has range. So, as you are attempting to use your submachine gun, you get a backlash of fire to your torso. And you hear the extremely loud roar.
Yeah, as you basically try and shoot the fuck out of the necklace, it kind of sees what you're doing, tries to put a hand in front to like shield it, and in the process gets hit, whips the tail around, and you get a burst of flame up the side.
All right. Am I on fire or?
You're on fire. You're lightly singed.
Lightly singed. So take 2 points.
I mean, you're describing things, and I appreciate the descriptions, but I'd also like to know the mechanics.
You're taking
What this all
2
means.
points of harm.
Okay, great.
Ouch.
I will take no points of harm.
Okay.
Go soak.
Who
Indeed.
is next?
Cain, are you gonna smack a bitch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Cain's gonna run up and obviously go smack a bitch with a sword.
Right how you're going to smack a bitch with a sword.
Where are you smacking it?
And the necklace, I'm aiming for.
You're aiming
I got
for
totally
the
aimed for the
necklace.
necklace. I'm aiming for the necklace.
Okay.
Watch me fail. I'm gonna actually laugh if I actually do. I'd actually be sad if I do.
Similar
is 3
situation happens to you that happened to Nathaniel. As you take your sword towards the necklace, it slaps back with its tail. And
Yeah,
seems
several
very protective to that necklace. 2
Yeah,
damage.
I think this is why we all have at least padding.
Yeah. 2 damage.
1 damage.
Okay.
You know what? Seeing the things getting smacked by the tail, Francis is gonna take a few steps back, grab his hat, and fire his revolver. Where is kick some ass?
That's all you DMs.
Okay.
And apparently I kicked some ass rather hard.
Who changed Francis's name? I love it.
It was me.
Who do you think?
Oh, crap. And I just...
I did it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that is just funny, Nav. That is just funny. You just asked me the question, and it happens. Okay.
I know. I literally just posted the thing to Karsa the DM saying, "Wanna say next mix or bet or Brexit." So yeah, you aim and you're suddenly infused by the power of no bitches, and you put a bullet straight through the middle, splitting between two fingers trying to grasp around the amulet, and the thing completely shatters. And there's a screech from the creature, which this time is different from the roar. This time that fucking hurt. And it just glares straight at you, not even giving a damn about the fact that Cain's still standing next to it. It's looking straight at you like, oh, you are gonna fucking get it, you little bitch.
It is directly going towards you now, and only you.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about monsters in the system. They can move and hit on everybody's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, which... Fuck.
Yup.
But because it's an event, because it's a advanced success,
You don't have
I can inflict a terrible harm to it, can't I?
no,
Or move it back?
No, you did harm to it.
Yeah, you don't actually have the advance because you haven't had an advancement.
Well, no. He still gets the 10 plus benefit.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Advanced
fair
is
enough.
12 plus, which no, we don't
Oh.
have.
Oh, right.
Yet.
You
So-
can also just suffer little harm, less harm. So
You know what? I'll suffer less harm.
Okay.
any damage that you would take if you have armor, basically you just
I do. I have
your
a
armor is
my
basically
suit
equivalent
is
to
in
2 right
fact
now
rabbit.
for
Hooray!
that hit.
Nice.
Hooray!
Alright, so you will get -1.
My eyebrows are now missing.
You get one eyebrow singed off, and it is almost enough, but not quite enough to make you look cool.
I'll accept this.
You now just look more crazy.
Alright.
I'm not gonna love that damage.
Who's going next?
Vinny, you want it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead because my turn's fast.
I mean, mine's quick too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go take a shot at the amulet and see if I can hit it.
It's
Amulet
shattered.
Amulet
So
is
now you
shattered.
can just shoot up her.
Mhm.
All right, then I'm gonna go after the thingy.
Okay.
This reminds me of fire.
All right, doing 3 damage. I'll do 3 harm.
Okay.
And would I take 1 because I'm close to it?
Yes. Just the sheer heat coming off of it will cause you
Yeah.
to singe.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this room looks a lot bigger than it actually is. This thing can reach any of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like essentially, it's basically constantly sitting in that pose, like with the tail coiled up like a cobra. And of course, every time you hit it, it's like being knocked around a little bit, and there's always the tail flipping around.
The other way to think about it is this is like slasher movie logic. Every time somebody new goes to hit it, the fucking critter, whatever it happens to be, can react. It can move, hit you, stalk over to you, kick you in the stomach, throw you across the room. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just hold on until somebody runs in boxing gloves and tries to beat it down, and then they just take one punch and knock their head clean off.
Have we have we cycled through everybody's
Jason goes
No.
to New York.
We have not. Oh, it's moved. Fuck it, I'm not even gonna bother moving my token. Going to take off the belt, and we are going to whip a bitch. Or try to.
Okay.
Nah, we're blowing a luck. I'm not gonna be the only one failing the cycle.
Okay.
So that'll be a 10. I'm going to inflict terrible harm. Take 4. No, this is a holy weapon.
Exactly.
And it didn't like that.
I mean, if anything extra happens to this creature on holy, I have access to that tag.
What does your weapon do when it hits unholy?
That is up to GM discretion. The tags have no description.
Okay.
All it says is it's extra effective against unholy beings. That's it. Whatever that means to you guys, that's what happens.
That scream that you heard that went towards Francis is the same scream you're now hearing towards you. As he tries to burn your eardrums. Because that is painful. And you will take 1 harm. Just from the burning of the eardrums.
Alright, I'll take 0. Divine armor's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yep. Describe the end of your whip. Is it just like a regular whip, or is there anything?
No. This is like Ivy Valentine style.
Ah. Right, I got you. Yeah. Because of the holy tag, you do in fact rip a big gash down its side.
Yeah. Because of the success, the base damage is 4, and then whatever extra the holy does.
Yeah. So yeah, you rip a big gash down the side, and there's like a whole pile of like putrid blood and guts. It's like amorphous viscera mass, just like spread inside of it. It's absolutely gross. It stinks to high hell, and also immediately catches on fire.
And I imagine after having hit an unholy creature, the razor whip now has glowing runes on it. This is what it's meant to fight.
Yes. We will have the glowing runes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Have we cycled
Yep.
everyone's turn yet?
Yes, we have.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to describe what Nathaniel will do, and you tell me if and when a roll, because I just can't wrap my head around this.
You keep cutting off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to describe the actions, and we tell you when, if to roll.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay. So, now that the amulet has been destroyed,
Mhm.
as it was mentioned, it was destroyed some time ago.
It is destroyed.
Yeah. Is the creature acting any differently?
Oh, yes.
It's pissed.
It was
clearly
not
more
being...
angry.
When it was first attacked by you guys, it was not harmed in any way. It wasn't taking any damage whatsoever. It was just angry that you were there. Then Francis shot off the amulet.
Because somehow the insane guy is the best shot in the room.
No, you were just the last shot.
For the last shot.
Yeah.
So when that
Fuck.
happened, that's when its roar turned into a screech.
Okay.
Cain
Now,
is just the
is
angry
that-
cockroach that
is
refuses to
that-
die.
Red is that red circle, which is presumably blood. It might, but probably blood. Is that actually there on the map?
Yes.
Is that there
yes.
in the thing?
In blood.
Okay. Yes. Right. Is there some kind of connection to this thing and that circle, such that disrupting the circle will somehow banish it?
Use sharp to find out.
Pure sharp?
Sharp. Or
Alright.
weird. Actually use weird. Weird. It would be more of a weird.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
Everything's coming up, Nathaniel.
Stop. Capitalize.
I mean, I can't be the only one that was thinking, let's dash water over the frickin' sigil in the middle. Because, was it described as glowing?
No.
Damn.
Well, this is the kind of thing I was arguing. Like I was talking about.
I did tell you it is a sigil, and you are successful to knowing that that is the exact sigil that was on the other items that you found before.
That's not what I asked, and that wouldn't require weird.
What did you ask?
If disrupting the circle would somehow, like, banish this.
It just might.
Or do we just need to shoot it to death? Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of shooting it to death.
No, actually, it just might. You destroying that circle just might do exactly what you're saying.
Okay, that's what I'd like to do.
Alright.
Run past it, and just try and smear that circle and the sigil and whatnot out of existence.
Okay. Let me look at your sheet. Because that, yes, it just, that is a tactical genius role. Very much so. Give me that tactical genius.
Okay. So tactical genius allows me to use cool instead of sharp, so I guess I use cool. I'll just make it a straight cool roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get any kind of bonus for getting a full success on the weird roll in the first place?
I will give you a
Like
plus.
a hold or something.
I will give you a hold. For
Okay,
sure.
so +1.
Yep. Holy crap. You disrupted.
It's a good day for us today.
You disrupted. And
So, yeah, you run over, you take a quick scan of the little summoning circle that they've put up, and it occurs to you to fuck it up. So you do exactly that. You scuff up a few of the marks. You kick one of the little. They've got the 5 little bowls set out with candles and stuff. You kick over a couple of those, and every little one that you kick over, the thing immediately turns and starts screeching, and what kind of sounds like it's shouting, "No, leave it, leave, get away from it." And as you like sweep your foot across the middle of the blood painting in the middle, the thing immediately like goes solid, like straight up, like it's been forced into. Okay, I'm just going to use the word thanks, brain. It's erect in the middle. It just
Go on.
screeches before effectively every single flame in the entire area just immediately snuffs out. And you basically hear, because the whole room goes completely pitch black, as like all of the these supernatural flames are immediately pulled like into the center. And the thing basically, what you hear in the silence suddenly is the sound of like stones hitting the ground. And then a couple of the candles that haven't been knocked out sort of burst back into life. And where was the giant flaming naga is now just a pile of stones. Some of them still smouldering and quite warm, but the overall temperature is going right down. You also suddenly notice that you can't hear the sound of the rest of the building burning. And the only other sounds, other than from your compatriots, are from the whimpers of the
Jaws
people you see.
hitting the floor at the sheer swaggering size of Nathaniel's dick.
Pretty much. You whipped it out and everything went like it was a cold day in the shower room.
Take a look at what a proper boy can do.
Well, now they're mad about the boy. Unfortunately, that song is still like a decade out.
It was written about him.
Yes! By a fucking demon.
Alright. Oh, that was actually way more effective than I thought it was going to be. Thanks, voices!
You had done a ton of damage to it prior.
I'm not done without you.
We're mounting up.
Well done. However, you still have very singed people and one dead person there. One dying person there. And 5 other very singed.
Well,
That's okay.
Fred...
We need someone to pin all this on. My official report is going to be that I was investigating, stumbled onto a weird cult that set in the basement of this.
You would not be wrong.
The best kind of lies.
Alright. So, fight is over. What do you guys do?
Well, I, for one, suggest we get these guys to a hospital.
First things first. One of them can't be moved at the moment. We're going to attempt to stabilize the one that's dying.
Okay.
Don't mess it up.
Right. If it happens, it happens.
Doesn't care as
I
much.
believe. Would it be protect someone or act under pressure? Or help out?
Pressure. You'd probably be acting under pressure.
Act under pressure.
Yeah, when you go back to them, yeah, when you head over and kneel down, you can tell clearly that they are fading fast. Are you using your healing hands that have the message trait?
No, not right now. That's if I need to.
Well, you kind of need to. On that
Well,
one.
need
If you want that one to survive. It's while you were able to semi-stabilize it, they're not long for the world.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you've been like half incinerated. It's difficult to survive without the full medical care.
While Elle leans down to use land hands, they'll get right next to their ear. I know what you did. This is your chance to find redemption and seek penance. If you die here, that's unfortunate. If you survive, you better seek out a better way of life.
I mean, maybe they can convert while they're in prison, but they
You
are, in
don't hear
fact,
that.
all going
don't
to
hear
jail
that.
for this.
You don't hear that.
Well, the thing is, on as you're saying that, the girl looks at you, lying there, and she's got one hand up at her neck. You can see a couple of chains coming down, so she's wearing some sort of necklace, and she's clutching it quite fiercely with a partially burnt to fuck hand. As she appears to try and whisper something, and as you like put your head down slightly further to actually hear what she's whispering, she basically spits on your face
Oh,
as effectively a final fuck you.
fine. I automatically failed the land hands roll.
Oh well.
Okay. She dies at the
She-
hands
She
of
dies
the
in explosive fashion.
All
She
right,
dies,
if
it
you
goes-
failed it, okay.
I'm not taking the XP. I'm willingly failing this roll.
Okay, on failing that then, yeah, she kind of drops her head back, expecting to just, go painfully into the night, as it were, because of the incineration. Except with that fail, she starts screaming as, like, literally one of she basically brushes her hand around the amulet, and you see blood coming out, and she's, like, writhing in pain, before finally just dead. Clearly, with that look of she's definitely going in a closed casket, because no one wants to see that painful face.
This is the messy trait, man. There might not even be anything in that casket. There might just be some bricks.
I think she
This is the
she
one
exploded.
that you didn't.
She explodes.
This is the one that you didn't strip naked, but you could definitely tell there's not much solid under that robe.
Well, that's unfortunate. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Do you have a look at the necklace?
Oh, you are a bad liar. Hell, you are a bad liar and a very petty person.
Kane's gonna raise an eyebrow at L, but then shrug.
No, you would know what happens when L fails this.
Yeah, but he's like, he's debating like, did you do it on purpose or accident? And he's like, yeah, I don't care.
Now, Nathaniel 100% believes that this is on her.
L will go and grab up the round up the necklaces.
Mhm.
Yeah, because of your position during the fight, you would see that the necklaces that they're wearing, a couple of them are missing them, but they're like scattered around. You can see them glinting in the candlelight. They basically are smaller versions of the same one that the Naga was wearing. They kind of look like less impressive knockoffs, essentially. Do you have to show them?
All right.
You might have done research or something.
How many of them are still alive?
5.
Okay, that should be enough.
They are
Let's
they
go.
are still in needing to be stabilized, but otherwise, yes, 5.
Get them as patched up as necessary.
Mhm.
I've got a paddywhack and a name on it. Names, I should say.
Names on.
Are there fragments of the Naga's amulet still around?
Yes, but it's
Gather those up
shattered.
too. I don't care. Gathering those up too.
Okay.
Francis will look at L. You want me to get a lead box
We'll deal with it. You keep one on you?
in the car?
Oh, well, fair enough.
I can see it.
Okay, I could definitely see it.
He's just randomly wondering why the back suspension is always screwed, and it's because it's like a
It's
3.5
just
ton lead box.
Kane looking at Francis just like, you know what? It's you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
you give him the look of, are you crazy? And then it suddenly occurs, yes, he is crazy. This makes perfect
Are
sense.
you crazy? Do you want me to answer that question?
Well, Cain, I'm gonna give you a reason to go talk to your girlfriend at the armory. I need your jacket.
No, he's gonna toss it to him.
Gather up the stones that
Oh,
are in
he's
the center
not
of the
gonna new one,
circle.
I suppose. Gonna probably burn that after.
Well, you're not gonna get back. We're gonna lock it in with the stones.
Fair.
To be fair, when you're collecting up the stones, they look and feel like stones. They look like a statue that's been smashed with a sledgehammer.
It can look however it wants. It doesn't mean anything.
Kane
I
just
know.
like, because as a final fuck you to the demon, just finds the head, just smashes the head even further.
You
Yeah,
don't.
most of the head was in one piece, lying in the middle, and then yeah, you pick it up and smash it down, and it just breaks apart.
Turns into ash. But you do see a chemistry set near over here.
But you see more than just a chemistry set. You're in the basement of the old chemistry one.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of boxes that have possible chemicals in them as well.
Oh, great. Great. Fire would have probably reached those. This place would have gone nuclear, or not really nuclear. Well, I don't even know what nuclear is, but gone boom.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of clear that if the firefighters had dealt with it, they probably would have got that to this point and just assumed that that's why the fire was so out of control, is because there's a ton of old chemical supplies and stuff that were basically just left when MIT moved.
Yeah, I'm just gathering up all the demonic stuff. The stuff that you would expect to find in this building can stay.
Well, the chemistry set would that actually would be demonic because that's where they made the materials for the sigils. So, and you would also find a carving press and whatnot over there as well of how they made the tarot cards.
Destroy it or keep it. I'm for either one. I don't really care.
Well, how big is it?
The size of the tarot card with about an inch of past it.
It's man portable.
Yeah.
All right, we can bring that with the chemistry set. That itself isn't demonic. That's what they were using it for that matters. But we're taking the press because we can't have the authorities connecting this to any of the other murders.
Cain's gonna nod his head before picking up the press.
Okay.
Then we will carry this stuff out while helping out the other 5 quote-unquote victims.
Yep, Cain's just carrying one over his shoulder. He's got the press on in one arm.
Okay.
As soon as you get up to the point where you can see out the main door, because like I'm pretty sure that you bring the stuff up like the levels to try and mostly keep it all together. At the time, as soon as you come up, you see that there is a van parked up near the door, and Hayden's standing there with a bunch of other people who come in there for like cases and stuff to put everything away to help you guys.
Yeah, so you're not going to be
He's
alone on that.
Yeah, he's.
I bring around my
standing
paddy
there.
wagon.
Oh, you won't need it. He's standing there speaking to one of the other researchers, an older guy in a suit that you haven't seen in the archives itself. You've seen him in the bar a couple of times prior, and they seem to be talking about the fact that this happened in the old chemistry wing and everything. There seems to be some heated discussion as you're collecting up all your stuff until the guy eventually like throws his arms up and basically like, oh fine, I'll fucking deal with it later, and storms off.
Wait, is this the same guy that has is the dad of the one guy who was egging on the fight in the?
No.
Session?
No.
Okay.
No, this is another guy that, as I say, you would have seen him around the bar a couple of times. He tends to keep to himself, but clearly he knows Hayden and has some kind of connection with the chemistry department. Although I will say that Francis would know this guy, or at least would know enough to know a name for him.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
While you find the name.
Yeah, you know this guy as Professor Allen, who used to be head of the chemistry department. He
Do I know
basically
why
was the
he
head
is
of
no
that
longer head
department.
of the chemistry department?
Yeah, because he got fed up with it and wanted to go back to teaching.
Ah, fair enough.
He used to be a department head and decided he was fed up sitting in the office all day. he wanted to go back to the reason he got into teaching, which, shockingly is teaching.
He decided he was tired of making sure things didn't explode, so he went back to making things explode.
Yes.
He's one of those guys that the desk job sucks. He went back to field work. Granted, the field work was down the hall, but
Exactly.
Nah, he just got tired of being the GM, the general manager, and just you know what? Screw it. I'm being team member again.
Yeah, exactly. He's that kind of thing. Like he has that kind of look about him. Like he
He's not worth it.
He prefers having the gloves up to his elbows, the white coat on, the goggles, something exploding in his face because it's much more interesting than filling out paperwork.
The picture I just put out, that would be Mr. Allen. Professor Allen.
Yeah, definitely a lot more happy in the labs.
Hey.
But yeah, Francis would be aware that he was head of the department when MIT moved. So he can definitely put two and two together that there's probably some things about like, why was this place still full of chemicals and shit? What the fuck, Alan? And he's like, get off my back.
Yeah, pretty much. Sounds about right. Anyway, since we're at where we usually call it anyway, I gotta bounce for the night.
Alright. But yeah, in clothing, basically, of the direct events here, Hayden gets a bunch of his dudes to give you guys a hand with collecting everything together and, chucking in the back of the van to go and keep safe.
And next week we will do the final part of this mystery, finding out all the information that you need to find out. And then we will start a new mystery, perhaps next week. But thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. This is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWX is my empire, and my friends here have just finished their second mystery. Goodbye!